Welcome everyone to my new tutorial. As I can see, many people want me to do things from scratch, and today I'm going to do things from scratch from zero. I've selected this image from the Shutterstock. Today I'm going to do same kind of shading and all these uh, scratches and everything right from the scratch. I hope you all like this. So first let me open the Blender. I'm using 2.93 currently, and I'm just selecting all A and X for delete. And I have this model, not the same model, but which is close to this one, which has a classical sculpture in it. So let me import this into the Blender. Let me check the format first. It's .ply. Let us check, do we have .ply here? Yeah, we have a standard ply here. In the previous versions, we used to enable this in the add-ons. Now in the latest versions, they are giving this in the standard importing thing. So I'm importing the model. Oh, nice. So as you can see all the model, I'm just moving this word. Yeah. And I'm just taking another window. Here I'm switching to shader editor, and again I'm taking one another partition to see my reference. So I'm going to UV editor here, and I'm opening my reference image, which is a good practice of always having a reference image here to check. So I'm creating a camera first here. Shift A, and I'm going to camera. Press 0 to switch into the camera, and then open this. In the view, you have this option called camera to view. If you have to switch on this, if not, it will be in the camera. So if you switch on view to camera, so you can view it around. And coming to the render settings, I want this render to be square. So in our output properties, I just want it to be 1024 by 1024 square. I'm just placing a rough angle where I can tell whole story here. This is okay for me now. So I want all this area to be darker, and I'm renaming this as render camera. Always have a good practice of giving the names. Render camera, and selecting my camera, going to viewport display. I'm using this pass out to 1 so that I can't see the thing around here. And coming to the HDRIs, for placing any light, I just want to check with the HDRI. So HDRI means high dynamic range image, which is like 360 panorama, which has bracketed images. So I'll tell you in detail what is HDRI. I'll definitely have one video on what is HDRI and how it is useful. Let me show you what is HDRI. So in our shader editor, I'm going to the world. So if I press Ctrl T here, it will give all the nodes. If this is not coming, you can go to preferences, and make sure the node wrangler is on. If you switch on this and if you press on any node, you'll get automatically the texture coordinates mapping and the file texture opener, HDRIs. So best practice is go to HDRI Heaven. So this is the best website where you can find free HDRIs here, and I want an outdoor one, preferably having a strong sun and the clear sky. Yeah, you can see if you use this HDRI, how your shadows will be. You will have a clear idea here, having a glass and white ball, chrome ball, and a diffuse color, reflective, sorry. This works fine for me. Even in this website you can also find, they have rendered this asset using this HDRI, and for every HDRI you can see this render image which is rendered with this using this HDRI. So I'm going to 8K. I'm just downloading this. So there are many tons of HDRIs here. This is the best website I can tell you. They changed recently into Polyheaven. Before it was HDRI Heaven, and they now integrated models and textures also. Previously in the HDRI Heaven, they used to have only HDRIs. Yeah, let me check this. I'm just taking this to our root file, where our file is there. It's a bit again a good practice. Selecting this path, going back to our Blender, open and paste it. Just open our HDRI. So I'm switching back from EV to cycles. I'll be doing everything in the cycles. Let's check our HDRI, how it is working. For that, I'll be assigning a basic shader for this. With 18% of gray. So with this HDRI, we are doing the lighting. For now, I'm going to use the same angle, and this is our reference and this is our model. Though they may not match as per model, all I want to do is to create this pattern on this. So I don't want to see this HDRI here. So for that, I'm just going to film here in our render properties and just switching off our transparency. And I didn't save my scene file, I'll just save. Right now I'm going with the basic render samples. I'm not tweaking anything. I'll show you when I will render this. So let's start our procedural shading. Again, I'm switching back to object. So this is our basic shader which we have used this. And to render, you can press F12. Till the time, we have to observe the patterns here, the noise, the dust and occlusion, everything. I'll show you how to do all those things. I'm switching back to slot 2. Like this is like a keep image in our in Maya or 3ds Max. How did we save the images? Same like that, we can like slots. In slot 1 I have this basic Lambert now with the HDRL lighting. Now I'm switching back to slot 2 and just minimize this, and now I'm taking a noise texture here. For that I'm just shift A, taking a Musgrave. To view this on the model, you just need to click Ctrl Shift on the node, and you can see how this Musgrave works on this model. So I want the scale should to be less. You can also view it in this instead of render. This might crash your system if you are doing this in your viewport shading. It's better to do in the viewport material view. The procedural shading or node based shading, it's like checking all the things like Musgrave, all the let me show you what textures are available, like brick, checker, environment, gradient, like this. So I'll have a detailed video explaining all these things, but this is like completely my approach, how I'm doing from completely from scratch to the output. So it's all about back and forth and checking. Yeah, so if I feel like this scale is okay for that, I'm just checking the detail here. Again I'm taking one more mix color or mix RGB here, and I'm connecting this to here, and see here our base color here. You can select it from here, and the next color, which is, you can go from dark levels, and you can see here itself you have first base coat on that, and you have to connect this. This is like our base material now. Let me increase the roughness. Increase the value. Also of this value. And you can see that aging, and we'll take this color to yellowish. Which works should be similar to this. So let us first check this single layer. How does this work? I'm also connecting the same map to the bump. Just going to create one bump. This, connecting this to height, and connecting this to normal. Always whenever we are going for bump, before that select this principled BSDF, your material, and go to the material tab, and in the settings switch on this bump and displacement. Then you can see the displacement also, which I'll show in some time. Let's check the render. So we have our render layer here in the slot 2. I'm just pressing F12. The intensity of pump looks very much. I'll definitely decrease this. But first coat layer on this works very good. So this is the one. This is our first, just with the shader, and this is our first material. Yeah, I know I can see the bump is more. I'll decrease this. So coming to the config, this is just i5 4th generation, which has RAM of 12 GB, and display I have 1050 Ti card. As I all told you before, it's a basic PC. I wantedly doing on this PC. Let's go to slot 3 and save to probably 15% of it I'm using this. And if we see this in detail, we can also see the big patches here again. Let me do that. For again that, I'm just taking this Musgrave copy and pasting here. To view this again, I have told you before, Control Shift and click on this node, and I'm decreasing this, I'm increasing the scale. These are like large patches of brown, more like we can say as dust. I'll just take one diffuse and have this color of dust, so all can see here the dust. Taking mix shader here. Previous one was mixed RGB, and this is a mixed shader. I'm just connecting this both and hide to this factor. To view how this is working, I have a tip for you. Just control paste this again, Control C and Control V. Make it red. This is my habit of checking how the nodes are working. I'll make this green. Instead of these two, first I'll be connecting these two to check how the pattern is actually working on the model. So now you will understand green part should be our dust. So this goes to green and this shader goes right to this here. And if you decrease the value of this, you can see the dust. You can see the dust here. Next, the very main thing is the occlusion here, to create the dust feel. Now the surface has all the scratches, all the aging, but the missing thing is the dust, the occlusion. So I'm creating that occlusion. For that, I'll just take one occlusion node, and also to control that, I'll just take one color ramp and I'll connect this color to, occlusion to this. Let me just check how the occlusion is working. Again, to see this, just Control Shift click on the node. So yeah, these are the strongest dust. So let me quickly show you this. I'm using the same shader, Control C and Control V here. this as our output, and no, let me just copy paste this, change the hue a bit. I'm using this to another shader and connecting this, using this color to the effect. Now we got our dust. I know it looks very saturated. Just decreasing this. Let us check the render. I'm just pressing F12 in the new slot. I know this is close to pink. I want it to be a proper dust color. Let's check this. Canceling this. Or else you can directly connect this node here to this one. So you'll have that same pattern of what we have on this, but I'm adding one gamma to this in between and making a little dark. Now I'm pressing, going for render. The artist should always have the patience and have a habit of checking the reference. So till now what I have done is a basic thing. We can do a lot more things. I mean, you are having this small patterns again, and this kind of lines, which is again this is of having the water on this. Again, the color change here. The more you see the reference image, the more ideas you'll get. And see the occlusion here, it has some noise in it. The patterns here. So this is where we have started 1, plot 2 and 3. This is just a basic. Again, I'm telling you, in the procedural shading we can do a lot more. Let me go in detail again. I'm switching back to 4. Noise texture. It's all about, as I told you before, it's all about checking things. Ramp, connect this. You can use principal BSDF. I'm going with diffuse for now. Copy, paste here. Removing total saturation. just want to connect before the occlusion. Again I'm connecting here again. This to here. Align this. Bringing this to here. As I told you before, it's always good to see on red and green first. So the red part should be your dust. I just did the clamping here. So work out, yeah. So the red should, this gray should go to red and green. There is a note called layer weight. Let us take some color ramp. This is like a dust layer again by using this layer weight. Just connecting this to this. I'll arrange this in a proper way so that you'll understand. You might feel all this confusing, but it is simple and straightforward. And also I would like to add one more occlusion for overall dust. So occlusion, I'm taking color ramp, connecting this, checking this. So you have options called inside, see, and also only on local. We'll use this and let's see how much difference we are getting. Again, same copy node, paste, same shader I'm using. I'll align this so you'll have a great idea again. Don't worry about that. Now you'll have the dust. I think I have came a bit close to this. I think this looks good as of now. So this is our main Musgrave. Let me do this. Yeah. This is like our main base shader, and then I have blend this dirt. This is like mask and this is like another shader. Let me have some. Even 6 works fine. Okay. So this is our main it's like base breaking shader. Okay, and then on that we have blend this. Just control clicking on that to show you. I've used this Musgrave, this pattern. Again I have blended both. You can see the pattern here. I think I'm clearing all your confusions now. And again I have merged this by using mix shader. This is 1 and this is 2. In this I have used again the same color pattern which is here, and I have used this gamma node. If I mute this, you'll understand. If I mute, yeah, just I have used this gamma to decrease the color intensity of it. I've connected it to diffuse again. So every texture is behaving like a mask here. So this Musgrave as a mask again. I've connected this. Yeah. Okay, it's header here. And again the second blend here. Coming to third blend. Third blend is nothing but our Musgrave again. Before that we have one occlusion connected to color. This thing only we can see in the render. Yeah. And then again I have connected to this. Yeah. Again I have used one noise. For that noise I have connected this color ramp for the gray things, as I told you all before. I'm again using the mix shader. I've blended it again. Every texture is like working like our mask. Layer weight for the edge thing, which I have showed you all. So for every edge this is working. And last I have used one occlusion, but this is like overall occlusion. I'm going to render. The black parts will be affected now, like a thick dust on it. So this is our final flow. The procedural shading is all about creating the patterns using the default nodes which we have in any application like Maya or Max or Blender or Houdini. So if you are interested doing the procedural shading, all you have to do is to check is the textures. Like I have shown here in the textures, you'll be having all these things: brick checker, gradient, and noise, Musgrave, Vernoy. These are the very important things for doing this procedural shading. Let me render this F12 for rendering. So done with the render, and this is how we have started. A basic color, and this is our base material, and we have added the occlusions and also a few other patches of dust layers. And this is our, and there is much more to do in this. This is like a basic procedural workflow and my approach of doing this. I hope you guys like this video. So like many people are asking me to do from the scratch. I just wanted to do this right from the scratch, and I have a lot more to do again in this. I'll update later on, like creating all this dust pattern and all the moss. Like here it is like a fountain, but there are dust from top to bottom, all those things I'll be doing. I'll be continue doing on this, and I'll make it another video. So thank you guys. I hope you all like this video. Please do like and subscribe the channel. I'll be coming with many other tutorials. If you like and subscribe, it gives me motivation and like boost to do many more tutorials and share my knowledge on procedural shading. That's it. Thank you all. See you in my next video. Thank you.